The mole is the SI unit for amount of substance. Atoms are so small, it is generally impractical to count them by the dozens, thousands, even millions. To count atoms, we use the concept of the mole. And 1 mole of atoms is a lot of atoms. Rounded to 3 significant figures, that's 602 with 21 zeros after. Of course, it's much easier to write this number in scientific notation. 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. And this number has a name. It's called Avogadro's number. And here is a portrait of Lorenzo Romano Amadeo Carlo Avogadro. Perhaps not the handsomest of fellows, but certainly his number is extremely important to chemists. Sometimes I'm asked by students, how big is a mole? And my answer has to be about the size of a chipmunk, weighing about 5 ounces, 140 grams, and having a length of about 7 inches, or 18 centimeters. Of course, the question was, how big is 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd? And the answer is big. For example, 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd marbles would cover the entire Earth, including the oceans, to a depth of 2 miles. 2 miles deep in marbles, the entire Earth. That's 1 mole of marbles. 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd $1 bills, stacked face to face, not end to end, stacked face to face as I've shown here, would stretch from the Sun to Pluto, which used to be a planet but now isn't, and back to the Sun 7.5 million times. If all of those $1 bills were stacked in a straight line, instead of from the Sun to Pluto and back, and to Pluto and back to the Sun and back to Pluto, if they were stacked in a straight line, it would take light 9,500 years to travel that distance. It's just a very, very large number, almost incomprehensible. Here's another example. The current world population, as of 2016, is about 7.5 billion. An average human is made up of about 37 trillion cells. If we calculate then the total number of human cells on Earth in 2016, we get 2.8 times 10 to the 23rd cells, which is less than half a mole. For any element on the periodic table, 1 mole of that element, that is 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd atoms of that element, has a mass in grams equal to the decimal number on the table for that element. Let's try to explain this. There's a mock-up of the periodic table. If we look at the rightmost column, those are the noble gases, and on the right side of the screen I've blown that up so you can see it a little bit better. You can see that there is an integer associated with each element. That is the atomic number, or the number of protons, but then there's also a decimal number associated with each element, and that's the number we're focusing in on. That number is called the molar mass, and as it says near the top of the screen, 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd atoms of any given element have that decimal number mass. So if we round to the 10th place, 1 mole of, that is 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd helium atoms has a mass of about 4 grams. That decimal number for helium is rounded to the 10th place, 4.0. Same for neon. Again, if I round to the 10th place, you can round to the hundredths if you want, but usually when I take molar masses off the periodic table, I round them to the 10th place. 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd neon atoms have a total mass of 20.2 grams. For argon, 39.9, krypton, 83.8, xenon, 131.3, and radon, about 222. So that number becomes very important later on in chemistry. Let's summarize the mole. 1. Because atoms are so small, It takes an enormously large number in order to count them effectively. This number is Avogadro's number, 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. 1 mole of atoms, or molecules, or cupcakes, is 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd atoms, or molecules, or cupcakes. 2. 1 mole of atoms of any particular element has a mass in grams that is shown as the decimal number in that element's space on the periodic table. Because this is the mass of 1 mole of atoms, it is called the molar mass.